Wow, that was a super quiet intro. So, Bronkie Health Hero is an educational game teaching kids how to deal with asthma. And I kind of have a soft spot for educational titles. Especially ones that don't actually try to be educational titles. Like this one, which is a platformer. I think video games are a super interesting way to teach people things in a lot of ways. Even if your title isn't educational, surely you're teaching someone something, whether it be about game design or yourself. The music is kind of funny. So this game is actually kind of fun. It has a few interesting mechanics pertaining to its theme, and it has some decent game design. There's normal health, which goes down when we get hit by enemies. Who would have guessed? Our normal health is represented by those three green things up there, which might be scales. We have a melee attack and a long-ranged attack, which is just us using our super breath. All the enemies have fairly simple patterns and are rather easy to avoid, but it is a children's platformer, and it's still challenging. Our super breath has a much wider range than it appears to. We collect ammo for a super breath by picking up lungs. We will always have more lungs than we need, which is probably a very good thing in a lot of ways, considering we have asthma. There's little bits of trivia that you have to answer to get further in the stage. They give you the answer to these bits of trivia before the stage appears. You saw that just a little bit ago. We can collect items like this medicine to help us if we run into an asthma trigger. Asthma triggers drain our second kind of health, which is, well, our ability to breathe. The screen gets darker when we run into asthma triggers, and we don't want to find out what happens when we yeah. But there's two pieces of trivia in every stage, and if you answer the second one correctly, you get a piece of the machine, which is necessary to progress, and you won't actually be able to finish the stage without it. So let's talk about the level design for a second. The level design is very horizontal, and there's a ton of vertical obstacles, and that's about it. You have to climb to get over the vertical obstacles, and then continue on horizontally. That's how pretty much all of the levels in this game work, although the levels, of course, have different themes. This is a 100% no asthma trigger run. We will get the maximum score. The enemy and asthma trigger placement in this game is, well, what you would expect it to be. It's rather average, but it's also smart. You're not going to find enemies or asthma triggers in weird places where they make no sense, is what I'm saying. There really isn't a lot to say about the game's basic gameplay, outside of the kinda cute mechanic with the asthma triggers, which I think is actually, fun. It's kind of weird having two different types of health, but it also makes a whole lot of sense. So after I do some tricky platforming right here, we're gonna skip ahead. Here's the first boss, and the strategy to him is super simple. We poke him in the belly, turn around to avoid getting hit, and repeat. All the bosses are really super simple, but of course they do get progressively more difficult. The music in this game is really, really funny. I like it. So we got a tiny piece of the machine back, and of course we need to go get the rest, which we're not going to do in this video, but you can. The game's not like super deep or anything, but it is pretty fun. You know, it's decent. It's not outstanding, but it's cute and it functions. I enjoy it.